the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Brothers and sisters, we live in troubling times. More and more we see one turn towards the other. More and more we're evidenced with hatred, animosity, over personal choice, over personal belief. We see it politically, we see it in our society, we see it based on the color of our skin, and sadly we also see it in our church. We fear the end times have come. We fear all is lost. But let's take a look at the epistle that was read today for this Sunday, this first Sunday of Lent or Dormition. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that ye all speak the same thing, and there be no divisions among you, but ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. Now this I say, that every one of you saith, I am Paul, and I have Apollos, and I have Cephas, and I have Christ. Is Christ divided? Was Paul crucified for you? Or were ye baptized in the name of Paul? Brothers and sisters, this sounds so similar to many of the divisions we hear today. But these words were written in admonishment to the Corinthians, not a millennia after Christ was risen, not centuries, not even decades. Paul was sending this epistle within years of the resurrection. Let us take a look at the second epistle that was read, which accounted from the book of Acts, the martyrdom and the faith of Archdeacon and proto-martyr Stephen, who we celebrate today, whose translation of his relics we celebrate today, and how he admonished the elders of the synagogue and saying, your fathers did not follow the prophets. You stoned and killed the prophets. You cast them out. And in a very powerful, meaningful way that he put it, O you uncircumcised of heart and spirit. Seems like an odd statement, but that act of circumcision was so important for the body in the law of the Jewish faith. And here, St. Stephen underlines that that act is not here, is not in your heart, is not in your soul, and you're missing this. So how can we fight against the Spirit? Our world has changed. We went from that era of swords, bows, and knives at war to nuclear weapons. We went from abacuses in businesses to computers in business. But we have not changed. So how do we affect this change? There's but one way. Right here. Him. Let us take a look at the gospel of Christ. Of the 5 breads and the 2 fishes that fed 5,000 men, not including the women and children that were there. Did Christ look at anyone and go, I don't like you. You will say, crucify him. Or you will not follow me. No. He had compassion to all. And he fed all. And there is a possibility, absolute, that some of those who were fed that day may have afterwards said, crucify him, crucify him. And even when they did, and even when they beat him, scourged him, and crucified him, what words of anger and malice did he turn to them? All he said is, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And similarly, St. Stephen echoed those words and prayed out of his last breath that this sin of his murder would not be laid upon those who were doing it. Witnessed by the youth Saul, who Brothers and sisters, as we enter in Dormition fast, let us take heed of these lessons. And let make a change in our hearts and in our minds. If there is to be change in this world for the good, it starts from us. It starts from what we do daily, whether we do it within our family, our interactions at work, in the store, on the road, anywhere. It starts with us. And let us be as Christ, full of compassion. So as we enter this fast, take the holy water that was blessed yesterday on the first feast of Christ of August. Get it. Partake of it. Partake of the spirit of the faith. As in all Lents, put away as much as you can the world around you. Embrace the world within the church. Celebrate transfiguration coming forth. And lay upon our hearts to change and pray not only for us, but for all those around us, so they can reach salvation within the world.